Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another incisive edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. We'll be right back after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. We start with closure of manual submission of post-incorporation applications and use of new application forms. The Commission wishes to remind its esteemed customers and the general public that the window for manual submission of post-incorporation applications dated not later than 31st December 2020 remains open until Wednesday, 31st March 2021, after which date the window shall be closed and all applications shall be submitted only online. Furthermore, starting from Monday 8th March 2021, all post-incorporation applications to be submitted manually to the Commission shall be made using the new application forms in the company's Regulations 2021 and as approved by the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. To download application forms, go to www.cac.gov.ng/resources. However, and without prejudice to the generality of the above paragraphs, from Monday 8th March 2021, also, the following post-incorporation and registration applications shall only be submitted online. 1. Change of name of company, business name and incorporated trustees. 2. Notice of increase of issued share capital. 3. Registration of charges. 4. Notices and returns in receivership proceedings. 5. Notices and returns in winding up proceedings. 6. Notice of change in the general nature of business name. 7. Notice of change in the address of the principal place of business. And 8. Notice of change in the registered trustees of an association. Signed, Management. For the CAC, it is progress upon progress since the signing of the CAMA 2020 by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, on 7th August 2020. And in that regard, the European Union, EU, and the British Council have given a boost to the implementation of the CAMA 2020, which began on 4th of January 2021 by the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. A Memorandum of Understanding between Agents for the Citizen-Driven Transformation EU Act program and the Corporate Affairs Commission was signed in Abuja to further complement the efforts of the Commission towards achieving full implementation of the law. Speaking at the event, the Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, noted with delight the support the CAC is receiving from well-meaning organizations such as the EU Act and therefore reassured of the Commission's resolve to pursue its reform initiatives for the benefit of the Nigerian economy. Garba Abubakar revealed that the collaboration will ensure the development of an accounting application software for electronic filing of annual financial accounts by civil society organizations, CSOs and other customers, and also revealed that feasibility studies and that had kicked off earlier. In his remark, the National Program Manager, European Union Agents for Citizen-Driven Transformation, EU Act, Damilare Babalola, said the collaboration was aimed at, amongst others, strengthening the civil society regulatory environment through effective and efficient implementation of the relevant parts of the CAMA 2020. Damilare Babalola added that the collaboration would also support the development of material, which is guidance notes to enlighten and educate CSOs and other stakeholders about specific aspects of the landmark law. He said the 18-month partnership also aimed at supporting the capacity development of the CAC to better understand and align the principles behind the law with practical implementation.
Our intention is to work with the Corporate Affairs Commission to support the organizations and improve the systems for online, filing, in terms of another support that will enhance the capacity of the CAC to implement the new laws effectively, as well as create information available to the public with specific regard to the civil society organizations in terms of how they'll be able to engage with the law, both compliance and as well as also seeking further clarifications. So we are here today to sign a memorandum of understanding in the key areas of support that we will be bringing to the CAC, as well as what we also hoping that CAC will be able to do on their own part. So it's a two-way relationship that we are creating here today, and we look forward to a fruitful engagement with the CAC. It's an 18-month arrangement. We have sort of started since last year, September, and we hope that it will continue throughout this year and some part of early 2022 before the agreement runs out. But again, it's an ongoing agreement. We will review what we have done on a periodic basis, and we will make adjustments where necessary to make sure that both parties have a desired outcome from the relationship. So we want to thank the RG most specifically for the opportunity. He's been always available anytime we are coming to have conversation with him. So it's quite very encouraging, and that is one of the things that has propelled us to going forward with this agreement. So we want to appreciate him for that.
Now, the EU Act is funded by the European Union and implemented by the British Council. It also provides capacity strengthening support to selected CSOs and civil society networks and coalition to improve their institutional mechanisms, internal, external, and programmatic competence. High points of the event was the signing of the dotted lines by the Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, and the National Program Manager, European Union Agents for Citizen-Driven Transformation, EU Act Program, Damilare Babalola. Congratulations to the CAC. We now move from the congratulations to Labour Matters. The Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and Government Corporations, SASCOG, an affiliate of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, vowed to resist any attempt by the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, to picket the headquarters of the Corporate Affairs Commission anytime, any day. SASCOG described the NLC's plans as unnecessary show of power and an attempt to disobey the judgment of the National Industrial Court, which had declared NLC's affiliate, the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations Civil Service Technical and Recreational Services Employees, OPTA, as a junior staff union in line with the Trade Union Act. Now, the General Secretary of SASCOG, Dr. Rayo Olorunfemi, in an interaction with the media, further stated that the court had also granted a perpetual injunction against OPTA from unionizing any senior staff of statutory corporations in Nigeria, with specific reference to the Corporate Affairs Commission. However, the NLC went against the SASCOG advice and picketed the Commission on 24th of February 2021, thereby illegally disrupting operations of the Commission. Now, aside disrupting operations of the Commission, the NLC and its affiliates made series of unsubstantiated claims and wild allegations against the CAC management. But CAC Weekly caught up with Mr. Duke Ukaga, the Director of Public Affairs of the Corporate Affairs Commission, who responded to some of these allegations leveled against the management, while the CAC Branch President of the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and Government-Owned Companies, SASCOG, Comrade Suleiman Gire, brings us up to date on the welfare matters as it affects all CAC staff.
Gentlemen, many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let me start with Mr. Duke Ukaga. Last week, there was commotion at the commission. The NLC came to picket the commission for what they term as, alleged anti-labor practices. And then the TUC also said no to that. So give us a background of what exactly happened. The real story.
Now, the real story is quite simple. I think it's a case of lack of communication. Now, the National Industrial Court.
And who is to be blamed for that?
For the lack
the
of
communication gap, yes.
Well, I won't put any blame on anybody's doorstep.
All right.
Okay. Now, the National Industrial Court had in its ruling by Justice Anue, sometime December 2019, had decided that SASCO, that's the Senior Staff Association of Statutory and Government-Owned Companies, were the only union that were empowered legally to unionize senior staff of MDAs, and that Opter could only unionize junior staff. Now, they also backed that ruling by the declaration, a written declaration made by the Federal Ministry of Labor, where it clearly stated the jurisdiction of both unions. Opter for junior staff, SASCOG for senior staff. So the Commission, upon becoming aware of these decisions, being a law-abiding organization, informed the staff and let them know that those senior staff who before, hitherto, were under Opter should please desist. That based on this judgment, they should be unionized by SASCOG. Junior staff could still remain with Opter. Okay?
Okay.
So it was as simple as that. And the Opter claim that they have gone on appeal against the judgment. But an appeal per se does not mean a stay of execution unless so ordered.
Okay. Comrade Suleiman Gire, you are the president of the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and Government Corporations. And I think that's an affiliate of the TUC, isn't it?
Yes,
the trade
well.
union.
Well.
So are we going to put the blame at your doorstep for a communication gap, considering the fact that you are an affiliate body, you represent you represent your people here in the commission?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Like Mr. Duke has rightly stated, it is not something that we can apportion blames here. You know, labor unions, everybody has his own function. And by registrations of labor union at the trade union registry, so everybody has his own jurisdiction. So jurisdiction is quite clear that Opta are to unionize junior staff, while SASGOG are to unionize senior staff. What really happened was that in the past, the whole CAC staff were under Opta. Based on the judgment by the NIC, that is Industrial Court, they gave a judgment that Opta can only unionize junior staff. Meanwhile, we were in Opta before. So based on that judgment, as a law-abiding citizens, we must abide by the provision, by the statutory and judicial proceedings of the Nigerian laws. So based on that, you know, the commission now says that since there is a pronouncement by the court that Opta can only unionize junior staff, so Opta can stand in its own jurisdiction, while the senior staff, as at that time, the senior staff has no sense of belonging, if I should use that word. So now they say the senior staff should join the association which they deem fit to join. So as a unionist, I was among the people that sat down and now said, look, we can't just stay back without having a rallying point. So therefore, we must have an umbrella where we can channel our problem to the management whenever the problem arises. So therefore, I now see it like which organization or which organ of the trade union that is well suited for our own problem. So we now realize that there is Senior Staff Association for Statutory Corporation and Government-Owned Company. CAC being a statutory corporation, so we feel that organ is the most appropriate organ for us to follow.
Okay.
As at that time, we were not formed, and we did not join SASGOG as at that time. So we now invited SASGOG for a meeting. We met together, you know, they gave us their terms, we gave them our terms, so we reached an agreement. Then we called on the senior staff to join the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporation and Government-Owned Companies.
Okay.
So that is how it started.
Okay.
So it started not quite long ago before the issue of picketing now came up by Opta.
Mr. Okaga, what gave rise to the picketing, or what prompted the picketing, was some allegations, you know, a number of them, if I understand that correctly. And the allegations, before we go to breaking it down, the allegation is to a tune of 396 million. What do you think prompted this allegation of misappropriation?
It still comes down again to lack of communication, because unfortunately, maybe when people have a grievance, okay, instead of getting to the root of the matter and making sure that whatever they are alleging is actually true, wild allegations are made just to maybe stir up some kind of public sentiment, okay? So that's what I think happened. Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the first one on the list is the 250 million to build a car park, the commissioned car park, 250 million. Just how true is that?
Now, the records speak for themselves. This present management, under the present Registrar General, Alhaji Garba Bokar, had no hand whatsoever in building that car park. That car park was built by the previous Registrar General.
Okay.
Not the acting Registrar General.
Okay.
The previous Registrar General.
That's about how many years ago? 8 years ago.
8 to 9 years.
8 to 9 years ago.
Okay.
In fact, I can even tell you for a fact that the contractor was still claiming about 30 million or thereabouts as outstanding payment. And this current Registrar General said no. But that's not true, that they must prove exactly how they got to that figure. So up to now, they have not even paid that amount.
Okay.
So he had no hand whatsoever in building that car park.
Okay, so let's go to the second one, which is 86 million to upgrade the commission's internet server. Is it true?
No, the commission was our server, our data were domiciled with Main One. Okay? Now the cost of that was humongous as far as the commission's finances were concerned. Now, we pay roughly about 90 million a year to Main One for that the domiciliation, as well as maintaining. Well, is their servers? We don't own the servers. They own the servers, but all our information domiciled there. So the management decided that we can't continue like this.
Pay 90 million annually.
Annually. Yeah. That wouldn't it make more sense if we bought our own servers? Domiciled our information within our servers, and at the same time, other things which we didn't really have before, like backups. I know you may be aware that once in a while, the servers go down. We may or may not lose some information. Well, not really lose. It's there, but we now have to carefully retrieve them, which always disrupts our services. So we said no. Let us get our own servers. Domicile all our data with ourselves, even for security of our data, as well as all our backups. And it costs something about that much, not just to upgrade, no, we are buying.
Okay, so we'll come to the third one, which is 35 million to fumigate the commission against COVID-19.
My goodness. That's why I say some allegations can get wild when some people just want to maybe prove a point or something, or throw mud, as they say, bring mud in someone's face. The commission twice a year fumigates the head office as well as the Zone 5 office. And the head office fumigation is about 2.1 or 2 point something million. Same with Zone 5, which is a bit less than head office. So where they got that figure from, I honestly do not know. So it's completely untrue, please.
Okay. I'll still come to the fourth one, which is about 25 million to paint the Zone 5 annex.
Now, the Zone 5 annex was not painted for 25 million. The office was completely rehabilitated.
Okay.
From roofing to repainting to asphalting. I mean, asphalting the roads, the driveways around the office. So for you to say that simpliciter, it was repainted for 25 million, is simply not true. It was a complete rehabilitation of that office, as well as the environment and the surroundings.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
What about unnecessary foreign trips? Well, let's put it this way. How many trips has the management made in the last 1 year?
I'm sure that if management had been traveling abroad in the past 1 year, we would speak better English than we are speaking now.
Are you saying that trips help you polish your English? Is that what you're saying?
When you interact with those people, then maybe. Maybe
Okay.
it's better.
Comrade, why will your people come up with such allegation? Are you in the know-how?
Actually, whenever there is a labor movement, there are certain things, there are some mischiefs that normally take place. And if you can consider the general perspective of the way things go, you give dog a bad name in order to hang it at times, just to whip on sentiment.
Mr. Duke said because of maybe grievances. Some people had grievances. So
Yes.
if people had grievances, does that mean that those grievances were not settled at one point before it came to the public domain?
If there is grievances,
Yeah.
just sit down, put it on the table, solve the matter, instead of going rancor. For there are certain things that we need to do. What you did not get on a round table, you hardly.
Okay, so let's go to the issue bordering on staff welfare. You are the one fighting for your staff welfare.
Yeah.
Would you say that today, as we speak today, the commission has adequately taken care of your staff welfare?
Let me start to put something clear here. One of the issues that if they see a union member, sitting with a management, the first thing that will be said is that he is being bought by the management.
Of course.
We have
Yeah.
we have nothing to do with the management in this situation, and we are not backing the management. But one thing need to be told: if we are speaking the truth,
Okay.
let's speak the truth wholly,
Okay.
and let's speak it the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay.
So-
So you speak the truth without looking at his face.
Yes.
Okay.
So if time will come, if the time comes for us to have a friction with the management, we will have.
Okay.
You understand? But for now, in Corporate Affairs Commission, to the best of my knowledge, without any fear of contradiction, a staff of Corporate Affairs Commission, his welfare is well being catered off by the management of Corporate Affairs today.
Okay. That's
Let me
for the
give you-
senior
all
staff.
of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. Payment of allowances. When the management now start paying allowances this year, they started with the junior cadre. Unlike before, where they take the senior over the middle cadre as the preference before going up or coming down the ladder. So, but this time around, it has started with the junior cadre. So they paid all the junior staff, then it goes up. And let me surprise you, even at the day the NLC were picketing CAC, that day some allowances were being paid to staff of the commission. So for the welfare of staff, certain things had happened from January 2020 to date. When the Registrar General came on board, there were so many liabilities on the commission. For instance, the pension, the payee, insurance, then and other things. So as at February, first week of February, virtually all the staffs of the commission have received an alert from their PFA that their monthly pension contribution was paid to their PFA accounts for the month of January 2021, meaning that all the outstanding in terms of pension has been paid. So it is tax. All the tax that was a liability to the commission has been settled before January 2021.
Okay, so let me go to Mr. Okaga.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to add to that, or you agree totally with him?
I agree completely with him. The only thing that I may add also is that right now we hear of several other MDAs that staff are complaining. Backlog of salaries, backlog of allowances. In the commission, there's no such complaint. Every staff is paid as and at when due. Okay? And the management ably led by the RG, has even set up a loan revolving scheme, whereby reasonable loans will be given to staff to build houses and whatnot, which he has even set aside 250 million.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid we just have to leave it here. Mr. Duke Ukaga, Director of Public Affairs, CAC, and Comrade Suleiman Dire, President, Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations, Government-Owned Company. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
And with that explanatory note, we bring to a close this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Now, for comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Twitter, it is at CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng, and our website is on www.cac.gov.ng. You could also reach us via our helplines on 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971, 090-874-01598 or 090-874-01599 and 090-874-01600. Do join us next week for another interesting edition of the program. Same time, same station. From me, Amina Jibril, and the whole team here. It is bye for now.